You kind of have to be two-faced in the marketing world. You have your intention of what you want, and everyone might say, oh, they won't go viral, they want this, they're lying. They want to make money. That's the truth. I finally plucked up the courage, managed to get some momentum on content, and then it's very hard to build a personal brand consistently because it is a long, hard game if you're not yourself.
Who are your top 3 business or marketing gurus today?
Alex Hormozy for sure. He's undefeated in my opinion for advice. I actually think his wife is super underrated. I actually listen to a lot of her stuff. She's been the enabler for everything that he's been able to achieve. Yeah, Gary's inspired me massively.
He's like the OG of social media content creation.
Yeah, he is. Do you know who I rate highly? Chris Do.
Yeah, Chris Do. He's inspired me as well, like a lot.
My default now is just be yourself. Whether people like you or not is none of your business. Just be yourself. And when you are yourself, especially when you're talking about things or you're being opinionated about stuff, you are going to turn people off, and you have to be prepared for that. Everybody's not themselves. Like, so many people are putting on a show, right, on camera, and if that's what people want to do, that's fine. I can't do that. It tires me out and it drains my energy. So when I first started, I actually had to remove that from my content. I had to remove it. Like, why am I talking like this? Like, that's not me. You know, when you do a video and you're like, that's fucking bullshit. Grow content is looking at what's going viral across the board, making it specific to that niche. All I'm trying to do is, in their consumers or the buyer's eyes, how can I stack it so that they want to use you as the #1 person in your space? That's what I'm trying to do.
It's great to have you here today, and we're just starting. We'll leave everything in here. There's no editing, no cuts, no polishing here.
Let's do it. That's the best way to be.
Yeah, I love that.
That's the best way to be.
Yeah, so I've been following your content for over a year now, and I'm like diving into like some conspiracy theories, because I swear to God, Danny, I was like thinking about like that bald guy from London. I wanted to interview him, and then like your name wasn't like on top of my mind. I hadn't seen you in my feed for a long time, because I've been off social media for a while, just detoxing.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I was thinking about you, that I wanted to interview you, and I wanted to like check your content, the style of your content that I always loved, because I'm starting to like create my own reels, you popped up on this on my feed. I swear to God, Danny. And then the conspiracy here is that I think that with 5G they're reading our minds.
That's obvious, man. I think they was doing that with
It's
4G.
obvious now.
I think they was doing that with 4G. To be fair,
yeah, with 4G as well. So we're in the realm where they're reading our minds with the all these gadgets we have now. But you've been making like a lot of noise on social media, like straight talking approach on content marketing, showing companies how to create better content that actually drives results. And you've built London's first revenue-focused content studio. And this is what I love about you, that you are like killing the traditional advertising agencies. You're keeping them up at night. And also another thing that kept... And another thing that caught my attention is like your commitment to men's mental health, and you've been like being really generous and making some incredible charitable contributions to the cause for men's mental health. So I just wanted to like have that short intro of you. And how would you present yourself at the cocktail party or at your son's basketball game to other parents? You choose.
One, I'm really bad at doing that, by the way. I'm so socially awkward when it comes to like
really.
I'm so bad.
I thought you were going to get pro on me here.
No, mate. Listen, this is the thing with me. Yeah, like I'm always very honest, and I don't change to. You know, some people change their like based on their environment, or if they're getting on camera. I'm the same all the time. Like I only have one default, right? Because I spent too many time in my life trying to pretend to be someone else, right? And it's draining and it's tiring. So now my default is just be yourself. So I am a growth marketer. That's the way I look at things. I'm a growth marketer. I come from a sales background. So when I look at marketing, my goal is always how to make money, right? It has to kind of make money. You kind of have to be two-faced in the marketing world. You have to be, in a sense that you have your intention of what you want, and everyone might say, "Oh, they won't go viral. They want this." They're lying. They want to make money. That's the truth. Now, that doesn't mean you have to do it in a bad way. You don't have to be like evil with your marketing, but it's okay to own that. The question is like, how do you then the other side of things impact people's lives or help them or inspire them, whatever it is, to kind of guide them towards you. Or guide them away. So, in very short, to answer your question, I'm a growth marketer. I love making things online that could be from nothing and put money in either my pocket or my clients' pockets. That's what I love to do.
Oh, cool. So, are you ready for some rapid fire questions? We're just like
Let's
jumping all over the place
do
here.
it. I don't
Yeah.
mind. Yeah, let's
So,
do it.
who are your top three business or marketing gurus today?
Ooh. Oh, fucking hell. Alex Hormozy for sure. Like he's
Yeah.
undefeated in my opinion for advice. I actually think his wife is super underrated. I actually listen to a lot of her
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
because
Agree.
I actually think and I think he owns this as well, but she's been the enabler for everything that he's been able to achieve.
Hmm.
So Layla and Alex, top one and two. Who else? Who else? Damn.
Man, I've seen you holding Gary Vaynerchuk's books up sometimes.
Yeah, Gary's inspired me massively. For
He
who
was
do
like
I?
he's like the OG of social media content creation, I think.
Yeah, yeah, he is. Who else? I'm just looking here. Hmm. I think. Do you know who I rate highly? Chris Do. Do you
Yeah,
know Chris
Chris
Do?
Do, I like he's
Yeah.
inspired me as well, like a lot,
I
especially
love the
on
fact that
how to
he's
manage
done the kind of.
my agency.
He has, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Chris Do's a G. I like. He obviously gets the branding side.
yeah.
I love how he educates, and I also love how honest and raw he is in conversation.
Mm.
Yeah, I rate that
He's
very
tough.
highly.
He's like
Yeah,
straight to the point, no BS.
yes, it's really. And the thing is it's great because it sets expectation for like what he's about. So I really like that. I really warm to his content for sure.
All right, cool. Yeah, yeah, I totally agree with that list. I have nothing to oppose that list. Like, I love these guys too. And some of the new guys I've been following is also Daniel Priestley, that's been
Yeah.
on with Chris Do a couple of times. Totally love his stuff. And Simon Squibb as well.
Simon Squibb's, yeah, I like Simon Squibb. I haven't gone deep on his content on YouTube. I know he's interviewed quite a lot of people. I rate what he's done. The platform he's built very highly. He's done very good. Um, yeah, so I do like his stuff as well, but I haven't gone too deep into it. If I'm honest with you.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job. And
Yeah.
next question: what's the best thing you've bought for under 100 quid that now rules your daily routine,
Ooh, this is a good one.
or that you
Under
can't
a
live
hundred,
without?
under a hundred
Under a
quid.
100 quid that you can't live without.
Oh shit, that is good. Do you know what? I don't know. I think you can get the single version of these,
What's
but
that?
this is the DJI Mini. I think you can get it for 75 quid. This one's 140 because it's a double, but the small mic,
Ah, okay. Haven't seen those.
this
They
is
were
sick.
really small.
Yeah, really small. You can plug them on. This has really helped my content. And dude, one of these for B-roll,
Ah,
just
yeah, yeah, yeah,
on the
yeah,
back of your phone,
yeah.
job done. Get B-roll.
And those
That's
are
that.
quite cheap, also, right?
Super cheap, like 20 quid, like
Yeah,
tripod.
yeah, yeah.
That's my two. You got two there.
Yeah, I got two, one for free. And on your free time, are you watching football or soaking up business content?
Business content for sure. I don't watch that much
100%.
football. I'll watch the highlights. I don't watch that much football
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
I'll be honest with you.
I played soccer when I was little, or football, as we say in Europe. But
Yeah.
I'm like so nerdy on UFC for the last 20 years. Like
Oh really?
completely addicted to it.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Wow.
love that sport. And as a brand and marketing wise, it's super interesting to take part of their journey and the storytelling. And so I learn a lot from them.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
and this is the last rapid fire questions. And what's one spending habit that your wife finds absolutely ludicrous?
I will buy any gadget. I
Me
will buy
too.
if I've got a problem in my life,
Yeah.
mainly around I call them insecurity purchases, but I will buy any content-y slash. I've got drawers full of shit I do not use, like crazy. Amazon after Amazon parcels, like listen, man, I could pull out tripods out. Like that's another one. I've got shit everywhere. Like my whole desk is just gadgets that I just like, just don't know what half of it does.
Oh,
But yeah,
brother. Yeah,
content, gadgets.
yeah. I need to hide my new buys when it comes to gadgets. But my wife, she doesn't understand why. I just like got from Amazon here in Portugal, where we're renting an apartment, like an Elgato, like key light lamp.
Oh,
And
nice.
yeah, I was using the windows, but
Yeah,
I saw like different timings depending on the weather. It was just like so irregular. So I got the lamp.
got the lamp.
So
Yeah.
I've been going through your content, and you speak about authenticity a bunch of times. And why does that matter?
Why does authenticity matter? I think for me, again, like I spent a lot of time. It took me a lot of time, long time to actually be brave enough to get on camera. I was very I lack confidence as even in like a young adult. Majority of my life, I've lacked confidence and belief. So it took me a long time to actually get on camera. When I did, I was trying to pretend to be someone else. I wasn't, you kind of like go through that stage where you're presenting, you're kind of like trying to be something. Um, and then I finally plucked up the courage, managed to get some momentum on content, and then it's very hard to build a personal brand consistently because it is a long, hard game if you're not yourself. You just start because you're kind of constantly thinking about how you need to be coming across. And I haven't got that. I ain't got no fucking time for that. So my default now is just be yourself. Whether people like you or not is none of your business. Just be yourself. And that's what I do now. But it's taken time to be comfortable, reps and sets, getting on camera, trying, putting content out to just build that muscle of like, fuck it. I still care what people think, by the way, like in a sense of like how it lands. I still sometimes bother me, but in terms of how I show up, that's a non-negotiable. I will just always be myself. But I do, as a human, you want people to like you. You want people to but it is actually none of your business, right? It's like that's their opinion. You're never gonna. And when you are yourself, especially when you're talking about things or you're being opinionated about stuff, you are gonna turn people off, and you have to be prepared for that.
Yeah, and like I hear this tip or suggestion to be yourself and be authentic. But what I hear in your story is that you've been like practicing being in front of the camera, practicing becoming more comfortable, practicing until you came to a point of becoming more authentic. Do I hear that correctly? Because like, how do you actually
No, you
be
actually remove
authentic?
layers. So how you are with your friends or your partner is how you need to be on camera, especially in this day and age, in my opinion, because everybody's not themselves. Like so many people are putting on a show, right, on camera, and if that's what people want to do, that's fine. I can't do that. It tires me out and it drains my energy. So I when I first started, I actually had to remove that from my content. I had to remove it. Like, why am I talking like this? Like, that's not me. When you do a video and you're like, that's fucking bullshit. That's not. And the great thing about it is the audience know. People know when you're being yourself. It's almost like they know if you're chatting shit. They know if you're being honest. It's like a sixth sense. So it's actually about removing and looking at you, being self-aware enough to go like, is that me? Like, is that how I want to come across? Am I just fucking putting on a show here? Am I presenting? Am I being fake? Um, so yes, reps and sets. Yes, being self-aware and having conversations with yourself, and also like having the courage to get on the camera is one thing. It's hard anyway, just getting on camera. So you just give yourself time to get better. Like, just you have to give yourself time. And this is another big thing that I say to creators when they're creating content is widen your scope of results. If you're going from not creating a lot of content to wanting to create, don't judge how good you've got over a week or a month. Judge it over 500 posts or 500 videos. Because the moment you do that, it becomes a case of just creating the next video as opposed to making the perfect video, or and you naturally will improve. Your content will get better. You on camera will get better. Everything will get better. You probably land a couple of viral videos if that's what you want. You would have made money. Your business will look better. So widen the scope of result, and everything will change. And that one simple commitment is it will completely change your life.
Mm. I totally agree with that. And do you see this like as the main sticking point for people that want to start creating content, that they have like that fear from being like exposed, or they are afraid of? Do you see fear as like the biggest sticking point?
Yeah, fear and worrying about what other people think.
How do you get over
They're
that?
how
Yeah.
you do it in despite. I am worried about. I'm quite I'm a worrier myself in my nature. I lack self belief. I just always have as a kid. I doubt myself. All of that shit like that every human has. I have quite a lot of it. But I just act in despite of it. I've managed to be like, okay, I know you're gonna. It's like another personality in my mind, right? You know, you have the devil and
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
angel on your shoulders. It's like, okay, I know you're gonna present yourself. You're gonna go through this, but are you not gonna create that content or because of that? Like, I actually use it as a fuel rather than something that will stop me.
Mm.
And I think a lot of people allow it to stop them. If you just changed it and you know, I'm not having that. I'm not settling for that truth. I don't believe that's the outcome. I'm gonna just create in despite, and you just act like that's it.
Mm.
I know it sounds very basic, but that's the truth of it. Like that's all I do. I will sit here, create content. I tell you one thing that is really, really important. The gap between you having an idea and you executing it is crucial. Right? So you might have an idea for a piece of content. Shorten the gap between you doing it and putting it out there. Because the moment, if you know you're afraid, you worry, you have doubt, the moment you think it and wait, all of that thinking negativity, you're just, and then I do it. I'll script something, not shoot it for a week, come back to the script to shoot it and be like, this shit. Nah, this isn't gonna land right. This isn't gonna, but not one video is gonna be life changing. So don't stop putting every video on a pedestal. Idea, do, post, move on to the next, on to the
Mm.
next. And that really helped me helps me to overcome those worries, fears, doubts.
Really cool. And to continue on that, Lasse, how do you plan your own content?
Oh man, that's so.
I've been
It's a
trying to
great question.
I've been trying to figure out how you do it. I've been looking through your videos. Like, do you always do script? Do you go off script, or
Yeah,
how? I've been like looking at like Ali Abdal, how he does it, how Alex Hormozy talks about it. So like the hook is a really interesting part. Like, so how do you plan everything from the hook and to the points or the story and
that's a
until you
mammoth
post
of
it?
a question. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
yeah,
mammoth question. So a couple of things to unpack. My process is this: capture the idea. So the three ways I capture ideas is I steal ideas. So I steal formats. Let me rechange that. I steal formats. So in my Instagram, you'll see like saved posts. I'll have buckets for like, say, the three things that I normally focus on is real content, which is like maybe like opinion based stuff, grow content, which is like viral friendly content, and help content. So when we're doom scrolling, because we all spend at least an hour on our phones every day, I will be saving videos that I like or inspire. It might be shot a certain way. I'm always doing that. Um, not because I'm going to copy word for word that someone does. It's just that there's something about that video that I like, or it might be give me inspiration. The next thing I do is I voice note myself. I always get ideas in the gym or when I'm running, so I always voice note myself. And then every Sunday morning, I wake up and I'll put all my ideas. I'll collate ideas into Notion. Right, these are the videos that I'm going to work on. So that's stage one. The next stage is I will look at what videos I'm going to progress the scripts. So I've actually created an AI assistant of me that is all of my tonality. I've trained ChatGPT to talk like me. I've uploaded all of the frameworks, all the videos that I've created in the past, and I'll be like, I use a dictation, dictate a Chrome extension, and I'll voice note the idea, the structure, the hook ideas. I'll literally just like have a conversation with ChatGPT, and then it will spit back my scripts, and then I'll go back and forth with it, and literally go back and forth and refine it. Then I'll type it out. Sometimes it's very easy. It's just like a rant. Sometimes it's really intricate, and it might be like storyboarded. But that's typically how I get like the scripts together. I haven't got fucking time to write scripts. I'm dyslexic. Like, I fucking hate writing scripts. I hate it, dude. I used to spend hours and hours writing scripts, and then I'm not doing that no more. I'm not doing it. It's still my story. It's still my idea. I've just sped up the time of being able to get it out of my head onto paper, and that's what I do. And then I'll batch create. I'll shoot like 3 or 4 videos one day, send it over to my editor.
Oh, so cool to hear like your process. And I was like watching like Chris Do getting coached by, I can't remember his name. He's been like writing books about how to grow on social media. One of the big names with gray hair, like
Brendan Kane?
yes,
Kane?
yes, yes,
Yeah.
Brendan Kane. Thank you. And he said like that his best performing posts was when Chris Do was like speaking with somebody. Then he was like in his element. He was in his like not prime, I would say. Like he was like really sharp when he was like speaking, because you had like that element of like a mind shift, a belief shift. That is how he like usually works with when he has like these one-on-one conversations, coaching somebody.
Yeah.
So it's like so cool to like listen to how different creators have their process, but he is still using like scripted videos. And then I can also like feel that sometimes he's like not as like authentic. I don't connect with him like so much. But when he's like, for example, speaking with Daniel Priestley in a conversation on a podcast, I'm deeply connected with him. It's like these like subtle changes that I'm noticing in different creators, but also within myself also. Like, so we were speaking about why authenticity matters, and you said that you can feel when you're authentic, and you can feel when you're just like, okay, I just need to plow through this, I just need to create content, and you just need to get it out there. So going to what you're doing with your company, you come in to a client and you create like 50 videos in a day. Is this accurate?
Yeah.
And can you break that down for me? Okay, if it's
yeah.
20 or 50, like, but
Yeah.
you're like coming in like a ninja, like a like a troop.
Do you know what
Just
happened, right?
creating. Yeah.
Normally we've been a performance marketing agency, so we've always been like ads and funnels, right? We've got some insane case studies of stuff that we've done in that with that model. But then what we realized is obviously organic content, it brings all the costs down from your ads, and it builds credibility. So your cost to acquire a customer comes dramatically down the more credibility you have in the marketplace, the more content you put out there. So I'd always done these kind of like shoots on the back end. I'll help someone with like a VSL or ads. We're going to shoot ads, and then basically I was just like, fuck, man, like what do if I had me, business owner, busy, I'm scripting all of this, I'm shooting on my own, what is the product that I would love for my business? I run this big I was like, I'd love a content engine. One day, 30 to 40 videos. Social media, I don't have to think about. I can go back to running my business, and this company's just going to run it. And so we just started testing it out in that model, and it just started to do really, really, really well. So the system is very, very similar. We strategize. So now we've got like a bank of like content that we can always look at, different niches, video. It's like a resource. We will look at the client, who the audience is, who they're targeting, and then we'll go into the 3 pillars, make sure they've got a spread of all the 3 pillars. So grow, help, real. And then we'll strategize how many videos we're going to get from that one day. Normally it's about 25 to 30 that we script out. Then we script all the videos, get it all signed off, go to the shoot. And then what we'll always try and do is at least one long form, like conversational piece, because out of that one, you can always pull out 5, 10, maybe 15 little snippets, depending on how good the conversation is. And then it just goes over to the editors. We chop it all up. We post it all out. And yeah, we've got some crazy results. Like what was one of our clients, we tallied it up from they worked with us last year, 8 months. I think they've done like 500K from Instagram, YouTube. 500K, yeah. We've had 2 more this year. One's done 279K, one's done 50K. So now I'm going to start rolling it out as like an offering. But it's not cheap. Like it isn't for the creator just getting off the ground. This is for a business owner generating revenue, and they value their time immensely, and they want a content engine to come in and just take over.
All right. So you do the strategy, you do the shoot, and do you also do the posting?
Yeah, editing and posting.
Editing and posting. And is it like a subscription model? I can go with you like month in, month out.
That's what we look for. We'll look for like a minimum 3-month commitment, because ultimately you're not going to see some want to hit revenue straight out the gate, but minimum of 3-month commitment.
And can you speak about what often is lacking when you can't get that conversion from like having a lot of views, having a lot of content out there, and people actually buying? What is usually missing there?
Oh, most business. So at the business level, like business owners, they're just not doing enough content. One, they're typically not posting enough content, and then 2, they're not posting enough of the right types of content. So that's why we focus on those 3 areas. Let's say if I was going to work with you, we'll get a widespread of those 3 areas. So real content is like backstory, journey, mission, values, all of that stuff to get people to understand why you're doing this. Help content is value-based stuff that you could put out, helping them solve a specific problem in their day-to-day life. And then grow content is looking at what's going viral across the board and then making it specific to that niche. So if you came to me, I'd probably get 10 videos of each one of those first month. Then what is this company trying to do? Are they trying to make more money? Are they trying to do they need more eyes on their brand? What is it? And we can dial up each one of those month on month. That's how I approach it. The main thing, and it boils down ads, funnel, it's all about trust. That's the number one game when it comes to anything you do online. So all I'm trying to do is in their consumers or the buyer's eyes, how can I stack it so that they want to use you as the number one person in your space? That's what I'm trying to do. The way this actually came about originally was we used to work with investment companies, and investment companies are renowned for being greedy, selfish. They want your money, but they don't want to do any hard work to get help you or front load their value. And all I used to do is just run ads to like an ebook, and then I would educate them afterwards. Video, skepticism, doubt, worry, all answering all of the questions they would have before they would make an investment. And then the results were just insane. Now you've got to do that on the front end. You've got to do that without asking for emails, right? You've got to put all that content out there. Whereas before you could hide it behind like a nurture funnel or something like that. Now you've got to do it all and not expect anything back. But that's how it actually came about.
Cool. So what are some like misconceptions about like the work that you do when you approach clients? What do they think you do, and what do you actually do? You know, like the meme with like LinkedIn. This is what I'm doing. This is what my mom thinks I do, and this is what I actually do.
I think the biggest misconception with businesses is they don't know that they will hire generalists when they need specialists when it comes to marketing. So they'll go and hire a company that does a little bit of something okay, but actually they might just need two things done very well in their business. They might just need they might just need traffic, right? They just might need like media buyers, or they might need conversion rate optimization because they've got traffic and I think a lot of businesses do not know. They just see marketing as a whole and they don't understand what they need to hire to get the result. I had a call with a client, a potential client yesterday. He's built 7 funnels. The guy's not profitable. He's built 7 funnels and now he's going to run ads to 7 different funnels and offers. I was just like, and these funnels look like shit. So instead of you just focusing on one funnel that looks great, you've built 7 heaps of shit. And now you're going to split your budget across 7. I was like, dude, like, it's just because he doesn't know. Like, you know, he just doesn't know any better. So I think this is one of the biggest problems is like knowing what dial you need to push in your business to get the result. And not all marketing is equal. It's not the same thing.
Yeah. Amen.
You know, some people are, we need a fancy website out the gate, like, or I'm going to do a rebrand. I'm not saying branding isn't important, but if you're a startup, I would always focus on sales first, rather than branding. But that's someone might say something different. You might say something different.
No, but that is what I'm starting to realize. I was like more about like you need to create the image, you need a logo. That's the first thing you got to do. You got to create a website and just like build the whole shop before you sell. I completely like changed my mind on this after like listening to Alex Hormozy and Simon Squibb, Daniel Priestley, who often like refers to the Tesla model or the Cybertruck, like that you are creating an interest list, finding the market before you even have a product. You only have an idea.
Yeah.
Put it out there and see how many are interested in this idea. Okay, how many are willing to put some money behind this idea? How many are willing to actually buy or pre-order the Cybertruck? So he got like 1 million pre-orders of a Cybertruck just from an idea.
So yeah, it's the way it is. Like,
so
now,
I totally agree with you. So it sounds also like you're not just coming there to sell social media. You have some business skills to look at a business, and then you can like basically guide them on, okay, you might not want to do it this way, or you might not want to be focusing on a website right now. Yeah. Is that like accurate?
Yeah, I turn clients down all the time, like happily. I know Christo talks about this, but a bad client or not a good fit client with the wrong expectations will cost you so much more money than you think. And I've learned that the hard way. So I will happily, and I will help you find someone else, you know, like in my network. If you need like an SEO specialist, I'll send you, you know, like help people away from you. You don't always have to help everyone. But yeah, that's ultimately what we will do is we'll look at where you're at and say, right, this is what we think you need to do. This is the amount you need to spend, in our opinion. This is what we can take up out of that puzzle. This is what we don't do. Choice is yours.
Could you unpack what a bad client is? A horrible client.
It's going to be different for depending on the person. So for me, a horrible client is someone that has wildly ambitious revenue targets and fuck all budget. Yeah. So they're trying to strap a cannon to a canoe.
I'm laughing so hard because I've been in all these exchanges with former clients and potential clients. I've been on the table like having these conversations. So sorry, continue.
No, you're good. There's someone that hasn't validated their offer, so they haven't got something they know is selling, and they think that ads is going to be the thing that makes them money, even though they've never tested this offer and there's no proof of concept. Yeah, they're typically just for us, that would be a bad fit client. We wouldn't even entertain that. We would like to work with you if you've got an offer that's proven. You can show up on organic content, and you're putting content out there, but you probably might be just needing a few tweaks. You're spending money on advertising and it's working, but you just don't know how to get it to work better. You've got customers that are happy with the product or service. That's when we come in and do the best job. We're not really best for someone that's coming in and just trying to get you off the ground. Because we'll swallow up most of your money, right? In what you're going to pay us. I want you to have as much money going towards growing, not paying an agency fee, and then you've got less money to actually run ads, or that's pointless. So yeah, that's typically what I would say is a bad client.
That sounds like the old traditional way of creating content, where we like put a lot of money on studio films and doing like really elaborate like scripts and scenes and having like actors in it, and we were like putting a couple of, like, now I'm talking about Swedish krona, but a couple of thousand, like tens of thousands of dollars into the actual content, without even knowing that it will like bring anything back. So how have you seen like the shift from the old traditional marketing? And I totally agree with one of your posts that the traditional marketing is soon to be dead.
Yeah, it's phasing, man. It's been going for a while, to be fair. I think. I mean, when I first got this from an advertising point of view, we used to work with gyms, and gyms, they're fun. They're a funny breed of human, gym owners, right? They're kind of like have quite big egos, but they earn fuck all money. They might have a few abs, so it's like this weird dynamic of like they think they're business owners, but it's weird. It's weird, right? Anyway, we had like 40 gym owners anyway, and they was like, we want to get this like high production video done. Da, da, da. I'm like, listen, do it, but you're going to spend $2,500 on a video for your gym, and your budget for ads is like 1,500 quid a month. It's nothing, right? It doesn't make sense. Anyway, they went ahead and done it. I was like, right, I'm going to come down to the studio with my phone. I'm just going to take some pictures for ads. And I took a picture of a dog next to some like jump ropes. Dude, when we ran this ad campaign for them, that dog on the jump ropes just sitting there outperformed this like massive video like that they spent fortunes on. And I was just like, this is wild. No matter what we did, it was the highest converting ad all time, generating revenue. I was like, people don't want this high polished all the time. I think if you're building brand, your big business, it does help. But at the level that most businesses are, shooting on your phone is enough. It is actually enough. And I actually think the platforms reward reach to things shot on your phone as well. A lot, especially on Instagram. I've seen it with my own content. A whiteboard on my phone, it does better views than me putting like a whole edit teams behind one of my high production reels. So yeah, the game has changed. It definitely has changed with that.
Do you see like a space for high production like somewhere, or is it just like shooting things with your phone? I'm thinking about like a video sales letter, or like a content on your website.
It definitely does. It definitely has a place. I'm not saying it's completely dead. I think small to medium-sized businesses should not be focusing on high production ads. They should be focused on distribution and quantity rather than one video and quality. That's what I think. So if I was looking at a budget right now and you're just right, I'm going to spend, I've got 10 grand, I'm going to spend 5 grand on video and the rest I'm going to put, I'll be like, no, don't do that. If you're saying you got £1 million budget, I'll be like, okay, cool. What can, there's probably going to be space for like big brand pieces, but there's still enough volume to create distribution at scale and content at scale. Content at scale, in my opinion, is going to work better than trying to aim for a one-hit wonder that may or may not land. And that's where it's risky. I try and reverse the risk for you as a content creator or client. It's like, we don't want to put too many eggs in one thing that we actually don't know will work or not. So that's why I do. I think there's a place, right? Shoot VSLs. There is going to be a place for it, but you have to need that thing. You have to know that that's the thing you need, not just spending money for the sake of spending money because it looks pretty.
Yeah, you were touching on it, like not knowing if it will perform. Are you liking the strategy of like just creating a bunch of organic content, see what performs the best, and then tweaking it into an ad? And can you speak on that strategy?
Defo. I done this the other day, even for my own agency. So there was 2 offers that I was gonna launch with. One is we've got so many case studies for finance brands, right? We've done so much revenue for finance brands. So I had one funnel that was financial. And then I was like, let me just create a piece of content around this content engine. Got my daughter to do the voiceover, posted it out. Man, I had so many leads in 24 hours. I was like, I've never posted one thing and got this much feedback ever.
Did you get leads from an organic post?
Yeah, one organic post.
All right.
Even TikTok, I posted it on TikTok and they came from TikTok to my Instagram and was DMing me. I had about 40 leads from one post.
Wow.
To me, that's like, right, hold the fire on the finance funnel. Let me duplicate the funnel, create the funnel now for content engine. I've done 6 ads that I will test, including that one. I'm going to put it on a very low budget for the next 14 days, see how it performs. And then I'm just trying to validate, right, okay, it looks good. It's getting leads at a good cost. Let me now put a VSL on it to explain exactly what it is. Because there's 2 costs. There's a cost of time and cost of money. And I'm trying to mitigate those risks as I go. So a very easy way you can do that as a content creator, 2 ways, especially on Instagram, is in your stories, because that's where your most engaged audience is. Test lead magnets and offers in your stories to call out an audience to see, 1, if you've got an engaged audience, and 2, if the offer works. And then you might go, right, let me create a longer piece of video on that or a reel. Again, test it, and then you know what you should then put budget behind. Whereas some people just go run a campaign, bang. It's fine, but now you're paying to test. Now you're paying to understand if it's going to work or not. If you haven't got a huge budget, you want to kind of do it in those phases.
Yeah, totally agree. And how does your funnel look like?
Very simple. VSL page, so landing page, join the wait list. It's got questions about budget, band, right? And then just goes to a thank you page. And then we call them. Very simple.
All right. And,
Very
and
basic.
is there any like qualification within the form that or the landing page?
Yeah, so we qualify on. So we've got case study, VSL, headline, proof, process, and then when they click join waitlist, it will have obviously name, email, number. What is their marketing budget? How much are they spending on content at the minute? How much content are they producing? What is their biggest frustration? What is their goal? That's the qualification.
And VSL is video sales letter for those not grasping that, because I myself had to check that out for a month ago. VSL. I've been seeing video sales letter. I know what it does, but I was like, I have a video sales letter, but I didn't like know the the acronym.
Acronym for the VSL.
It was actually from Alex Hormozy and his school community, the school games. Yeah, that's where I learned it.
Yeah, I haven't even. I don't think I'm actually in that community. I should join it. Really,
it's quite cool.
Yeah, I should
It's
join
real
it.
cool.
I
Yeah, I
think
think
the
you
best
could
thing
do a
for
lot of damage there.
yeah, I
Yeah,
should
yeah,
jump in there, man. I should
a
join in.
content community of some
I
sort.
know. I think that I always get trapped between like because I know as soon as I turn on ads or I really pump the content, 99% of people that fill in that form are not going to be suitable. And
Mm,
so many times I've been like, right, let's start coaching and let's do
mm,
this. And
mm.
I just struggle to juggle it all. I really
Yeah,
struggle to be able to do both well. So yeah, maybe a low ticket community, but it would have to be free because
yeah.
if I offered it for money, then I'm gonna have to like put a lot of time into
Yeah,
it.
yeah. That's true. Yeah, you need to create like it, like really high value for to sell a lot of tickets. Or it's
Yeah,
just like the community, the feeling of community, because like we spoke a little bit about you donating money to charities for men's mental health, and that is like a really big issue we have today. Is all the loneliness that is. Just like around us all. And I'm originally from Sweden, been living in Portugal now for a couple of months. And we have like the highest suicide rates. We have like the highest rates of single households where you're just single, like the most singles in the whole world.
in
And
Sweden.
in Sweden, yeah, people,
Wow.
of course, the cold and the lack of sun, people are not like feeling so well. So just
Yeah.
like as a marketing or from a marketing standpoint, I feel that like if you can create that real sense of community where people like really feel heard, as I can sense in like the school communities with Alex Hormozy and others,
Yeah.
I think like that's a really huge advantage. What's your take on building communities as as a marketing strategy?
I think listen, it's not something I personally have done, but I can see the benefit and the value in doing so. Well, school games is testament to that, right? It went
Uh-uh.
bananas, and I've also seen a few people that I know that have built massive communities, and it's wild. Like it's wild how when you do that, you have people that will just move heaven and earth for you, right? Like they're in your corner. So it's not something I've done, and it's something I've kind of not avoided, but just I just haven't had the time to build one. And I kind of kick myself like I should be doing it as I'm documenting and growing. I probably will. So a lot of our clients have like trader communities, like 60,000 people in Discord, and
Really?
yeah, and they put
Wow.
on events, and people come to the events, and that's actually how that charity came about. Was my client was looking for a men's mental health charity because we was all talking about how important it is to us.
Mm.
And then I kind of like fit the pieces together so that now this client is paying this charity through me. Like they're going to be doing like challenges together and men's mental health
Mm.
and doing podcasts and all this stuff. So yeah, it's important, especially like you no most people are working at home. They're in their four walls. You can get so easy to get like bogged down with the nitty gritty and trying to achieve this and all of these goals, and you kind of disconnect from reality sometimes.
Mm.
So having a good community is key. It is really key. Yeah, I want to. Have you got a community?
Yeah, I really want to just like stop everything I'm doing and just like focus 100% on creating a community for men's personal development. So I've
Okay.
been like running an agency for 8 years now and been like focused like solely on a geographic location in a Nordic city, and I haven't like been focusing on getting like clients from all over the world. And I see the mistake I've done by doing so, like just being famous in this little town with 100,000 people, where I'm in the news, where I'm like doing shows, where I'm like on all of the awards and stuff like that. But it was just like so small, and like I just like felt like so constrained after a while. And now I just want to go like the total opposite, because I've been interested in men's mental health or personal development for over 20 years now. That's my real passion. That's my real interest. And also like reading like business literature, but I need to like just focus all that attention to creating this tribe of men that wants to focus on personal development together.
Is that
So,
the goal now?
that is the goal now. So I have a school community with 4 people on it. Everybody's welcome to join.
Send
And
it to
we'll,
me. Send it to
yeah,
me, please.
I'll send it
Yeah,
to you. And we'll be having like co-working sessions where we're just like hanging out on Zoom or Meet,
yeah.
and I'll also be dropping like content from the podcast that is focused on men's growth, men's mental health, men's development, men's sexuality, and so on. So that is like the engine to create, to get podcast, to put it in as classes, as in the classrooms on school.com.
Nice. Let me ask you a question. What's the
Yeah.
when you say personal development, who is the number one person that you take the most like everyone, personal development is a lot of the same messaging. Who's the one
Yeah, yeah.
person that kind of lands with you the most?
Like I because I've been doing it for such a long time, I know who the OG is. The OG is Anthony Robbins. So,
Mhm.
and there are so many like quotes and ideas that are just like stolen, just ripped off directly from Tony Robbins. So he's like the OG of personal development, and I really enjoy his stuff. But I've been like a lot into Eckhart Tolle, doing a lot of meditations,
Yeah.
and then and I'm a little bit not confused but unsure about when it comes to health. Like do I do like carnivore? I've been doing the carnivore diet for some time, been feeling amazing, like
Really?
crazy energy, crazy strength gains,
No way. Just meat and eggs and
and not like like 100% carnivore, but if you go and check out Dr. Paul Saladino, where he promotes like an animal based, so it's a little bit of fruits and vegetables, but they have to be like really like uninflammatory to the body, so they have to like to be what do you call it,
yeah, I think that's
no,
the right one.
not so tough on your body. And I can like really feel that if I cut those plants out, tomatoes, potatoes, aubergines, chili fruits, and bell peppers, which are like considered in the family of nightshade fruits, the same, they are like a cousin to the tobacco. You don't get that inflammatory response in your body. And I've been
Interesting.
testing that a lot. Just like cutting out a bunch of greens have like really helped my strength and my well-being.
Dude,
And you,
send me this, please.
yeah,
Send me some of this stuff, please. Because
I'll
I'm
do.
literally at the minute was thinking about I need to switch up my diet. So yeah, I'll be keen to know
Yeah,
what
yeah, yeah.
exactly the breakdown.
I'll 100% do it, because I've been experimenting with my diet. That was like my first journey into personal development. Was I was reading naturopathic medicine for 2 years in Stockholm. So that was like the beginning of my like my working years after doing the Swedish military service. So that is what I began with. So, but then it just like became like an interest, self experimenting a lot with my own body, with my own self. Did not offer coaching or anything like that on a bigger scale as a business. Been failing a ton of businesses just because I didn't know how to do bookkeeping. And then I hired somebody to do the bookkeeping, and suddenly I just like the business stopped failing. That was like a tough and expensive lesson.
Yeah. I one of the things I was going to say, if you like my all-time favorite personal development, I listen to his stuff every single year, is Jim Rohn.
Uh, he's the OG of the OGs.
Yeah.
So he's actually Tony Robbins' mentor
Mentor,
and guru.
yeah.
He got everything from Jim Rohn.
So when I first started listening to personal development, that's who I listened to, and to this day, he's the guy, man. When you listen to his stuff, he just simplifies it so much, so
It's
good.
so crazy. I haven't listened to Jim Rohn, like not even a second.
What? Please, the
It's I need to
art
do it
of
because
successful living.
Chris Doe also loves Jim Rohn.
Oh man, Chris. Jim Rohn, The Art of Successful Living. You listen to that every year, mate. You're golden.
Yeah. I gotta check that out.
Please, please do.
Yeah, and I wanted to like thank you for asking that question. And no, it's yeah, we'll see what happens. You know, you have two kids, you have a wife, you have a successful agency that is growing, and you want to, and you're also like in this moment where you have turned 40. I saw one of your posts, which was like beautiful, that you've come to this place where you have like all of this experience, and you're standing on this like cliff on like looking at how should I design my life going forward.
Yeah.
Like this is just me interpreting it. How do you view that?
Yeah, it's weird. I hit 40 and I just started thinking about death a lot, dude. Like a lot.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm very proud of what I've achieved, but I'm one of those people that always raise the bar, don't celebrate wins, don't. So it was kind of like a period where I've been reflecting on life, and I've actually achieved everything I want. So why do I keep raising the bar, keep wanting things more? You know, it's just like this obsession with success and more. And the truth is, if you put me in my shoes as a kid now, and all I really wanted was a family, a wife, kids that were happy and healthy, and some decent money. So I've actually achieved it, but I've always got this like ambitious demon in me that wants more, more, more. So I think I'm at a stage where I am pushing, but I'm also just trying to enjoy the now as much as I physically can, which is very hard for me to be in the present. I just live in the future all the time.
Uh,
Haven't sussed it. I'll be open with you. Haven't sussed it. Try to have more moments with my family, my kids, as much as I can. Work from home, which is amazing. Took the kids to Bali for a month. Spent like the best time with them there. So yeah, it's a weird time. It's a weird time of life because you're halfway through your life if you live to the age. It's just trying to be as present and enjoy it as much as you physically can,
uh,
and that's where I'm at. Like
uh,
trying to take the pressure off of having to do all of these things
uh,
that you think you want when in truth don't need it. It's not going to make a. If I go from you know 1 million to 3 million, how much different is it going to make for my life? It's not, right? It's just more money, more problems, probably more tax, especially in the UK.
yeah,
I still
especially
need
in the UK, and we are talking about millions in pounds, not Swedish kroners.
you
When
say
you're a
it like
Swedish millionaire, you're still a beggar in London.
man. I was actually looking at Portugal, Madeira today about like, can I get residency there for tax?
Yeah.
Because England, man, they just pull your pants down bad. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
to
I've been
answer your
hearing that.
question, mate, just trying to enjoy and enjoy the people that I love the most, and
Uh,
be more present with those people. That's
yeah.
it, really.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Beautiful. It feels like this was like the ending of the podcast, and I got like too many questions, and you got a call that you need to attend to.
No, go for it, man. Go
Yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah.
I can stay another 10 for sure, man. Go
Okay,
for it.
awesome. So let's go because like I'm gonna skip like half of these, but because I think and thank you so much for your time. Like this is like really like exciting for me to get like all these insights of how you like handle your business and do the content, and I see also that you have your company branding, but you also have like your personal branding. How is that helping you in business? And which one is driving like more traffic, more leads?
Personal branding. Personal
Personal
branding.
branding all day.
I do absolutely nothing on my business. It has a website. I actually only just changed the website after 6 years, maybe. Like it hadn't even been updated. Every deal that I walk into, a majority of the time is someone coming and saying, "Hey, I saw your video," or someone referred me to your Instagram, or like we last year we made a client. Yeah, we had a performance deal with a client that's paying a 20 grand retainer. That's paying 3% of revenue. That was 8 months. We took them from zero to 8.3 million in 8 months.
Wow.
There's no way I could have got that deal at that amount if they didn't trust me through my personal brand. I couldn't
Uh,
even. And this is why I'm so passionate about agency owners building a personal brand, showing their process, showing up, because the value of getting on a conversation with a deal and they already know what you're about, it becomes more of an order take and can they afford you rather than you having to try and prove a point. And that's so I would say anyone thinking about that's the biggest thing to do.
Do you also feel like that when you have a personal brand, they've been taking part of your content, that that client also becomes easier?
Easier to manage?
Yeah, easier to manage.
No, clients are clients. I'll tell you one thing I have found difficult is because they feel like they know you. Let's say if they think they're getting Danny's energy or Danny's Danny, and then you pull them into an agency and you mismatch it with someone that has low energy, is just there to be task driven, that can be a misalignment and they don't feel like they're getting a great service. So I've had that before where they want me, but the team are the ones that really do most of the work, right? But they're not. So that's been a challenge that we've had to overcome, and how we kind of position the team as being the actual doers and the better person to speak to. So that's actually been a challenge.
Yeah, so they're like expecting you to be the one like with your phone and your thumbs doing all like the woo woo and creating the action.
Yeah, that's been challenging at
Yeah,
times.
yeah. 'Cause I felt like if I just got a client and without them like looking at my seminars, because I was doing like public speaking all the time in Sweden about digital marketing, and if they hadn't like gone through some of my lectures or my seminars, then they were like quite hard to deal with or not trusting you enough. So the trust level was like quite low. But when
Yeah,
they've like listened to me speak in front of like maybe 50 people or a couple of hundred people, then you get the stage effect. And
yeah,
you get like the trust. Everybody's just like, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. He's an expert, and you're educating him. You're like inviting them into your mindset and how you're thinking, and they've been seeing your case studies that you walk through during like the public speaking or the seminar or the workshops or whatever they are there to. And I just feel that those clients are much easier to deal with, and they
yeah.
pay,
I agree.
and you can also like charge more because now they know that you're just not just another agency doing websites or SEO.
Exactly that.
So
Exactly
that
that.
is like the positioning you
Yeah,
want to just like get, and what you're doing with your personal brand like really gets the same effect but at a larger scale, like
yeah,
one to many, that as Alex Hormozy says.
yeah. And dude, like we live in our bubbles, so we think uh, just wildly. There's two things. It's quite a contrast because you never know who's watching. Yeah, there'll be people ghost watching you, ready to give you money. You never know when they're gonna be like. I was using an AI tool, the Poppy AI, really sick by the way. Check it out.
Okay, I got to check it out.
Oh, it's sick. But I went into the support, and the guy in the support was like, "Dude, I follow your content. I've been following your carousels for this in the Poppy AI." And then today he done
What?
he done a personalized uh, Zoom meeting, show me how to use this AI. I'm like,
Mm.
I would never have known that dude's been following me for like 5 years.
Cool.
So cool. Like, so you'd never know who's watching. I don't know where I was going with that, but on the flip side of it is you kind of have to show up anyway. Like you
Yeah.
kind of have to show up, not caring so much who's watching, just knowing they are. This is why it is honestly the long game when you're building your personal brand. I don't know how you found it, but it's tough, man. I have a love
Yeah.
hate relationship with creating content. Honestly,
Yeah. Me too.
most of the time I hate
Yeah.
it. Most of the time I genuinely hate it. I would say this is the period I've enjoyed it the most because it's now about telling better stories, and it's about being yourself,
Mm.
and and you can do B-roll,
Mm.
capture your day, and then do a voice over it. Like
Mm.
this is going to be in my video. It's
Mm.
easy. Like so, this is the best style of content I've enjoyed creating, but it's still fucking hard. It's still
Yeah.
very hard.
agree. And like when it becomes easier for me is when I'm really passionate about the subject and I really want people to, because what I've been doing with the podcast, I've been feeling like so aligned with all of the content, all of the guests, the new mission I feel that I'm on. I'm not making a single penny out of it, but I feel like that this is what I want to transition to, because I really want to help like men that struggle with social anxiety to become more comfortable, to be more happy, to have a direction in their life. I've been doing like all of this for myself because I needed it. And I can feel like that I'm really passionate in trying to like provide with some form of like help to someone else, because I've been always like texting people and sending them links. You should check out this good dude and this is you can solve that issue with this thing, and being that coach, if you would say, quote unquote. And
But what's stopping you?
nothing is stopping me. We are doing this recording.
Yeah.
I'm doing podcasts. I'm getting content. I'm starting the school. I'm like, and then I'm also like having like the agency that is like feeding me and my family and making us able to be here in Portugal. So I also like changed the model. So I only have subscription clients that pay me like every month. So I only need a few clients so I can like also have like more time with my family. So I basically just started the agency in order to be more with my family when I had my first son when he was 8. That's the sole reason I started a business. So I could like be more with the family. And of course it has its challenges, but it has been mostly rewarding.
I love that, man. I absolutely love that, mate. And you're doing it. So listen,
we're doing it, and
kudos to you, mate. That's the main thing. Is like a lot of people have these ideas, visions. You've literally upped your whole family to move to a different environment. Like that's key. Like that's crazy. That's commitment. So yeah, kudos to you, man.
Thank you, brother.
If I can help in any way, just please let me know.
Yeah, I'll send you and invite you to the men's group, and been doing some graphic design for it. Decided for the name. I didn't like split test the name for it. I was just like, I want Dude Tribe. I want that to be the name.
Nice.
I want this. I want the slogan to be men's growth, no woo woo. That's the slogan because I don't want it to be like so esoteric and like connect to the spirits and all that, because that is not me. I'm just like to the point. I'm like more of a like NLP hypnosis therapist. Do you have an issue? Let's solve it like this, and let's just create something. Let's be really hands on here.
Nice.
So
nice. I like it. I like the name and the slogan. I like it.
Yeah, thank you.
I like it. It's cool.
I want to thank you so much, and let's stay connected. And good luck on your meeting that you're gonna hop onto. And thank you so much for your knowledge here.
No, mate, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me on, and yeah, I wish you all the very best with this, with the project, the community, the tribe, and add me in, and yeah, man, I'll be cheering you along.
Thank you so much. And where can people find you? Last question.
Danny Allen Page, at Danny Allen Page on Instagram. And if you are on YouTube, Scale with Dan. I'm just about to relaunch my YouTube. So
do you do long form content?
There is some on there, but I've literally just creating it.
I'm gonna check it out. I've only been on Instagram, so I'm gonna check.
Yeah, the long form.
I'm gonna put everything in the show notes for sure.
Legend. I'll send you the links.
Great, brother. You're a legend. Thank you.
Thank you so much, man. Bye.
Bye.